G'day, mate, and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. Well, it's a new week here. It's a new week. It's a new recording session. It's a little bit of everything. The phone on silent because it rang a couple minutes ago. And my birthday and everything else last week. It's been a long week. That with the Clustorio the week before, it's been a really long week. So I made a couple of mistakes, and a couple of you guys were nice enough to point them out in the comments. And we're going to try and fix them. So, one thing was I had, as you can see, I was bringing copper in here and then I was putting it out to both sides to then put it into both these chests. It's actually much more optimal to bring 30 should be enough. That's 1 minute worth of production. Okay, it's much more optimal to actually bring the copper in here, out there, and it saves me 1, 2, 3 inserters, right? And as everything is about optimization at this point, 3 inserters is a lot. The only thing we do have to do, we have to rate this guy so he only puts 200 in the chest. The good part about this is it's a quick fix. Literally just go along and rip up every inserter. And a steel box. Boxes. Cut out the steel boxes entirely. And then blueprint. That blueprint. Paste this all the way. Which will put the inserters back, hook up the wire condition. Actually, you don't need to operate. Damn, should change that. Alright, we'll build those along. There's so many random blueprints at the moment. Strip those off. So yes, it's a new week, which also means, well, it means a lot of things, but the other thing that's new around here is it's finally coming into winter. Which means, well, for me, it means less late nights, staying up to 2 AM trying to get stuff done. Which is, I guess, a good thing. Okay. I'm not thinking. Because it's just getting too cold. It's getting too cold to still be up at 2 AM. Especially when, I know some people out there in the world are going to go, you're kidding, right, JD? You're kidding. It's got down to 8 degrees Celsius. And I'm not nearly prepared enough to actually be able to tell you what that is in Fahrenheit. But Google's nice enough. Google will tell you. And like I said, I'm sure somebody out there right now is going, you're kidding, JD. That's nothing. Oh, that's the wrong blueprint entirely. That's what it's doing. Blue boxes to our delete spree. That's the halfway point. Rip all those out. And put them all back in. Because we want these boxes as close to the trains as possible. Alright, so that was one little mistake I did, and that was about it. I know somebody commented that somewhere along the line, some of these long-handed inserters didn't line up with this passive provider. And it's something that I will... Every build's being built as is. And then what we'll actually do is we'll pick them up and we'll run them out to wherever they have to go and put them back down. And actually the next big thing we need is smelting. Smelting is going to be an absolute nightmare. It was smelting or green circuits. I couldn't decide which one. I think I'm going to get... To be more exact, I'm going to get smelting for... I'm going to have smelting... The northbound train? Yeah, northbound train. Smelting for gears. Actually, what I want to try and get done this episode. Because our lovely calculator says... I need 16,000 gear machines per minute. Yeah, that's the landfill train. Notice everything seems a little bit quiet. No, it's just quiet at my end. There we go, that's a bit better. But yeah, it's coming to winter, which means it's going to get cold. That means less late nights for me. Which, yeah, I'm really hoping it doesn't affect the channel, but it seems there are sometimes the only time I get anything done is after 2 AM. It also means that, yes, I'm going to be coming down with the flu on and off. Because me and winter do not agree. Where's the note? But being that this base is 100% bot base, it means the only thing I can really get away with is direct insertion. So we're going to... That and direct insertion definitely helps with UPS. We're going to try and get away with direct insertion as much as possible. I really hope you guys can't hear Bubbles attacking his tail. That's the current killer thing that needs to be destroyed. Tail. Let's go with 2, 4, there and there. Absolute ease. Let's in there. Pod mods in there. Output. Passive provider. Power, please. Okay, let's see how close we are. Oh, you won't tell me how fast you run until you're actually running. Let's find... Where's something that's smelting? So we've got 4 of these guys, which are going to do 12 iron per minute. And this guy does 2. So he's only going to run at half speed. That's the very first important thing that we need to remember. He's only going to run at half speed. So it means... Where are we? Even though the calculator says I need 18 of these guys, I'm actually going to need twice that amount. That blueprint. Don't need that blueprint. That doesn't even tell me what building. But I hope I don't. My yardstick, report. Start off with that. The yardstick. We can start doing. Okay. All of that minus that substance. So. Tons of train. Train is here. So cargo starts there. about there. Bring that substation up. Bring the beacon coverage out to cover there. Beacon out to there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8. We do it again, that's 16. That's 1/2. Yeah, that's right. We need twice this size. One more. 3 modules. Okay. Let's go with another train. Then we'll go with all of that. Spin it twice. I know I haven't fixed up the rest of the chest, so they're placed correct. As close and as far as possible. Oh, try again, JD. I'll get that closed. Train track system. I'm out of roboports. I'm out of furnaces. So that is from that. Prod mods. I'm at feed modules. Feed modules. No problem there. What else are we missing? That's about it. Back to the... I don't know. What do you mean? Circuits. Okay, so we're missing blue circuits. Offer check. Oh. Nope, they're getting picked up, so that's been fixed already. Absolutely none of the network. A lot of reds either. Your problem. Enough in here. Yeah, we're just maxing out the production. Okay. No, wrong train. We want that one. We want that one, and we want to say. Please tell me pick prod mods. 39. Okay, so this means this particular build has 3260. Maybe this is enough gear. Quick, one of these per minute. Really need to hit double. What do we need? 16. Really need to hit 32. Have to wait. Which has left. Good. Come to me, train. You. Those. Go with the modules. Yay. Okay. All right. 14,000. And you're running at half speed, roughly. That basically means we need 2 of these entire builds. But it's also going to mean everything that needs gears, we're going to have to allocate gear trains to either this build or the other build. Let's hang on. All the requesters, definitely. But technically, I can do that. It's like really stretching the robot distance flight time relationship. But it will work just. Boxes. So more of them. More prod mod. Really? Rated both trains at all. Probably grab one lot. Get the bottom end done first. Not a problem. I'm trying to get the top end done second. Really have a problem. But on a per machine basis, you can always revert back to per machine. Calculator's saying we need 18, and we're saying we need double that. That's 36. We've got 24. Which things? We've got 24 and we've got 30s. So if I add 1, 2, 24, and I need 36. So I need 6, 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could really 3, 4. That didn't. That is my 10. Means the build's way longer than I'd like. Way longer. But it means I'll only need one of these stations. Rather than trying to fit in 2 of these with trains going to 2 different destinations depending on which one has more gears available, which I can do with smarts. Because that's also going to have a lot of bot travel. A lot of bot travel. Alright. Plan B. We have gears. If we build 18 assembly machines. Try doing that. 18. All back road. All the junk that we don't need. Hope it all fits at the same time. Okay, is that 18? That's 18. Okay, so if we've got an 18 build, we're happy with an 18. Make sure our beacons do blueprint that half. We sort of want to center this on the other part. We've got 3 beacons at one side, 2 beacons at the other. Sure. Oh. Right direction. That should give us... Thanks, autosave. Alright, so let's fix your closest, your closest. Power. Red chest. Bed. Alright, we know from previous examples that, well, we know we're aiming for a 410-ish train. So that means the halfway point. We sort of want to line this build up with that spot right there. Copy everything. Rip up. Five, 6, 7, 8. In it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That means that one's smack down in the middle. We'll line that up. That join in the train. Right there, roughly. Roughly. A tile either direction doesn't really matter. And I'm far too lazy to rip builds up and move them up and down by tile. Alright, so that's rebuilt. Now I'm going to take that whole build, including power, row reports, the whole works. Rip all that up. Should be a case of dump it down, locked up with the power. No, it's not. It goes a tile that way. Yeah, as I said, I'm not likely to rip up a whole build and replace it with tile. If I get it down properly the first time, I will. That's got to go away. That's got to go. Beacon. Alright, so that should be both builds. Beacons don't line up, but that doesn't really matter. The important thing is the edge of this guy lines up with the edge of this guy. Okay? So those two are centered, which means these guys are centered. Everything's centered. Right, on here being the halfway point for the train. Beacons really don't matter. In fact, like I could shuffle all the beacons across. So I think. No. What? Oh, it's offset. You're not actually outputting in the middle. You're outputting one to the left. Meh. Okay, so in theory, that doubled would do gears. Then we're just going to have to work out some sort of smarts for the two train stations to work together happily. Trains get deployed between one of the two. And with the Factorio server, I've learnt a lot about more advanced smarts, and hopefully I can actually set this up now. Landfill. Go robots, place faster. Place faster! Actually... Alright, what else do we need? All of those. Those. What else is the... Yep. All of this. There's one of these builds done. It's one of the reasons I'm building the way I am. I'm putting down everything, but it also means that I'm also pre-allocating all the resources. So, you know, they start using power and everything now. So... I'm pre-allocating the resources now. That means later on, I already know I have the right amount of speed modules put down, the right amount of beacons put down, the right amount of modules built, and everything else. I just need lots and lots of beacons. Beacons and modules. You can go back and you can build, but there's no train behind you. Train behind. Oh. Yeah, I want to pre-allocate all the resources. I don't want to go through and actually build the base and then say, okay, well, now we've got to run for 100 hours waiting for the modules to appear. I've got all these awesome blueprints ready to go. I want to actually run the base, run the modules, build the speed beacons. You know, we're using 4 gigawatts of power just running beacons. The original base don't really have any beacons. This is beaconed. Oh, science is a beaconed. Yep, science is beaconed and prod modded. These builds we've upgraded. Blue circuits, red circuits. Where the hell have all the greens gone? Wait, no train. Traffic jam. There's another traffic jam. Deadlocked. Deadlocked. Alright. I'm going to leave it here for this episode and go clear a deadlock then. Thank you guys for watching. We're getting both these built. Next episode, I'm guessing is probably going to have to start. We're going to have to start looking at... actual normal smelting. Gear smelting, but normal smelting and steel smelting. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Alright. Bye!